In a dramatic twist ahead of the Portuguese Grand Prix, Ducati appears poised to hand rising world superbike WSBK star Michele Bulega his long-awaited MotoGP debut as a stand-in for Marquez, who has officially been ruled out of the Portimao round due to injury. The initial plan had seen Michele Pirro named as Marquez's temporary replacement for both the Australian and Malaysian GPs. However, fresh reports emerging from within the Bologna-based factory suggest that Ducati is now preparing to field Bulega for the Portuguese race, a move that could mark a significant step in the manufacturer's long-term strategy. Ducati's situation is a complex one. With Marquez's recovery progressing slower than expected, team manager Davide Tardozzi confirmed during Friday's press conference at Phillip Island that Marc will not race at Portimao. We hope he'll be ready for Valencia, but that depends entirely on his medical evaluation. If not, we'll wait until the Sepang test in February. Marquez's absence is a major blow, especially as the Spaniard was beginning to rediscover his rhythm on the Desmosedici GP25. Yet Ducati's depth of talent means they are far from short of options, and Bulega's name is now at the forefront of discussions. Michele Bulega, 25, has been one of Ducati's standout performers in the World Superbike Championship this year. Following his contract renewal in May 2025, he secured a dual role as both a WSBK rider and an official MotoGP test and development rider, primarily to aid Ducati's transition to Pirelli tyres, which will become the exclusive supplier for MotoGP from 2027. This arrangement has positioned Bulega perfectly for such an opportunity. His familiarity with Ducati's racing philosophy and growing maturity as a rider make him an intriguing option to step up to the Premier class, even if only temporarily. Currently, Bulega remains locked in a fierce title fight with Toprak Razgatlioglu. With just 39 points separating the two and 62 points still on offer in the WSBK season finale at Jerez, Ducati is treading carefully not to disrupt his title ambitions. Tardozzi acknowledged that the team is considering all possibilities carefully. It's a real possibility. Nicolo is fully focused on Jerez right now, and we don't want to disturb that. After the WSBK finale, we'll evaluate if he's ready to make his MotoGP debut in Portimao. If Ducati proceeds with the plan, it's likely that Bulega will undergo a private test session to familiarize himself with the MotoGP machine, although Tardozzi stopped short of confirming this. A test would certainly help, but we'll make that decision after Jerez, he stated. For now, Michele Pirro remains confirmed as Marquez's replacement in both the Australian and Malaysian rounds, with Ducati set to make a final decision on Portimao in the days following the WSBK finale. From a strategic standpoint, Ducati's potential decision to debut Bulega is both bold and forward-thinking. On one hand, it allows the manufacturer to evaluate Bulega's adaptability to the MotoGP prototype, a vital insight ahead of future development plans, especially with the upcoming Pirelli tyre era. On the other hand, it presents a high-stakes challenge. Portimao is one of the most physically demanding circuits on the calendar, and handing a rookie his debut there could prove risky. Yet Ducati's confidence in Bulega reflects how highly the factory rates his technical feedback, discipline and composure under pressure. Moreover, it underscores Ducati's long-term talent ecosystem, bridging the gap between WSBK and MotoGP more seamlessly than ever before. With Marquez's future still clouded by injury concerns and testing timelines, Ducati's move could be a glimpse of what lies ahead, a new generation waiting in the wings. In essence, Ducati's consideration of Michele Bulega for Portimao isn't just a reaction to Marquez's injury, it's a strategic signal, a sign that the factory is already shaping the next chapter of its MotoGP project, blending youth, data and foresight into its championship-winning formula. For Michele Bulega, this potential MotoGP debut represents more than just a last-minute call-up, it could be the defining moment of his career. Having risen through the ranks of Moto3 and Moto2 with mixed fortunes before reinventing himself in World SBK, Bulega's journey has been one of persistence and quiet transformation. Many within the paddock now see him as a late bloomer, finally fulfilling the promise that first caught Ducati's eye years ago. His performance throughout the 2025 WSBK season has been nothing short of remarkable. Consistency, racecraft, and his ability to extract the maximum from the Panigale 5.4R have turned him into one of the most complete riders on the grid. That maturity may now earn him the golden ticket, a chance to prove himself on MotoGP's most sophisticated machinery. What makes Bulega's potential debut so compelling is how Ducati's engineering philosophy links its MotoGP and WSBK programs closer than any other manufacturer. The Panigale and Desmosedici share DNA from their V4 configurations to their aerodynamics and electronic systems. This technical synergy could ease Bulega's transition, making him better prepared than most World SBK riders stepping into MotoGP for the first time. Ducati engineers have long argued that riders like Bulega and Alvaro Bautista offer invaluable feedback because they understand both worlds. This crossover knowledge could prove crucial as MotoGP prepares for the Pirelli era in 2027, a shift that will demand riders capable of adapting to the unique behavior of those tyres. Portimao's rollercoaster layout, with its blind crests, steep elevation changes, and high-speed corners, makes it both a thrilling and punishing circuit. It's a track that demands bravery and precision in equal measure. For Bulega, it could be the perfect stage to showcase his smooth, calculated riding style, a hallmark of his WSBK performances. However, the same characteristics also make it an unforgiving venue for a debutant. With MotoGP bikes producing over 300 horsepower, the margin for error is razor thin. Ducati knows this, which is why the decision will not be taken lightly. If Bulega does step up, it will be with the full support of Ducati's technical and data teams, ensuring every variable is accounted for. Sources inside the Ducati Lenovo team suggest that opinions are divided. Some see Bulega's potential debut as a masterstroke, a low-pressure environment that allows Ducati to assess him in real race conditions without long-term commitment. Others believe that calling him up so soon after a tense WSBK finale could disrupt his momentum or lead to burnout. Yet there's no denying the excitement within the paddock. Several Ducati insiders have privately admitted that Bulega's recent test data has impressed the engineers, particularly his consistency and feel for front-end grip areas where rookies often struggle. Should he perform well, Ducati might have another future MotoGP contender in their ranks.